guys, Krisily Kennedy here for the Movie Chick. And last week, some of the biggest names in Hollywood tied their names to a new WB DC movie. And I have to give you the scoop because I know you guys have it. We know Suicide Squad's being made. Jared Leto, Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jai Courtney, Tom Hardy, just some of the names that are becoming the newest superheroes, I take that back, super villains headed to the big screen. And I had to do a little video and catch you guys up because while it's really exciting news, if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering who the hell is the Suicide Squad? I kind of feel like I did way back when this little movie called Guardians of the Galaxy was announced and all of us were kind of looking at each other like, who the hell are Guardians of the Galaxy? Now, before I offend anyone, let's go on the record and say 94% of the movie-going population is not comic book readers. I'm just gonna say that. So, don't hate me. Just giving you the information. Maybe not 94, maybe it's a little less than that, but let's be honest. Not the whole movie-going audience is comic book readers. Now, the loyal comic book readers are definitely going to know who the Suicide Squad are. So you guys might want to just fast forward right through this video. But if you don't know who the Suicide Squad is, I put together a little what you need to know, the goods and the bads of the Suicide Squad casting announcement, which is all pretty exciting because I will tell you that I was asking myself, who the hell is the Suicide Squad? So obviously it's a WB property that's based on DC comic book series and has the same name. It's basically a team of super villains who are given a chance at redemption from the government, but of course there is a huge catch because isn't there always? The mission will most likely kill them. So we know that they're bad guys. We know that they're not good guys. We know that they're given a mission that could possibly redeem them, but they might die. So I'm going to say that a lot of the Suicide Squad members over the years have not made it through all these missions. So while there may have been a lot of members, I think that they probably died violent deaths. So I think that's safe to say. Second thing you need to know, unlike the Avengers who really kind of like each other, the Suicide Squad, they can't stand each other. They don't like working together, and more than they don't like each other, they can't stand their handler. Now their handler is somebody that you really need to know about. Think of the Avengers and Nick Fury, while the Suicide Squad has their own handler named Amanda Waller, and that role is still currently uncast, but she is considered among comic book lovers as the most groundbreaking and least stereotyped character in the history of comics. So that's exciting news. We know they're not going to get along. We know that they're already villains and they're bad guys, but they could possibly redeem themselves. Movie's starting to sound a little bit better, right? Good cast. Okay. Next thing you need to know is that, like I said before, it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. They're an unknown property. Not a lot of people other than loyal comic book readers know who they are. But as we've seen with Marvel, you can take an unknown property and make them one of the most popular things. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was the #1 movie for how many weeks? Do you think that WB could do the same thing with the Suicide Squad? I kind of like the idea of it being super villains instead of superheroes, so I'm definitely intrigued. The next thing you need to know, like I've said before, is that they're all villains. So not necessarily the good guys. There's been a ton of members, and if you've been a bad guy in the DC universe, you've probably at one point been a member of the Suicide Squad. Except for one, which brings me to the next point that you need to know, is the Joker has never been a member of the Suicide Squad in the comic books until the film, which leads me to believe that we're going to see the Joker in other films, which makes me even more excited about the casting announcement. So I told you who was cast, now I'm going to tell you who they're cast as. You probably already know this, but just in case you don't, I'm going to give you a little history lesson. Just kidding. Jared Leto will be the Joker, Will Smith will be Deadshot, Tom Hardy will be Rick Flag, Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. A lot of people know who Harley Quinn is. Jai Courtney will be Boomerang, and Enchantress was also cast, and that went to Cara Delevingne, who is another model turned actress. Sound familiar? Wonder Woman. Okay, so here's the positives of the film in my eyes is that it's being directed by David Ayer, and if you don't know who David Ayer is, shame on you. He's only the director of 2 of my favorite films, End of Watch and Training Day. He is unbelievable at gritty crime dramas. I think that if they're going for a gritty supervillain team up, that David Ayer is probably the perfect director for this film, and I'm super excited about it. Second positive for me is Jared Leto. He has been so super picky about the projects that he's signed on to, and after coming off all of the success from Dallas Buyers Club, he's not attaching his name to anything that he doesn't fully believe in, and to know that he believes in not only this project, but becoming the Joker makes me feel like there's probably a second movie that he's going to be in, which makes me even more excited. And not for nothing, I would love to see Jared Leto's take on the Joker. I think that he is going to be as legendary as Heath Ledger was, so I'm pretty excited about that. The other thing that's really exciting about this is that there are talks of Lex Luthor being in the film, and Jesse Eisenberg is rumored to play that. The other two people rumored for this film, which makes me even more excited, two actresses that are not only huge and groundbreaking and amazing, but you know that handler I was telling you about? Well, the two names that are rumored around that are Oprah Winfrey and Octavia Spencer. Both of those actresses to sign on to a superhero movie has to be a pretty intense superhero movie. So you guys know how I stand on this. I grew up with DC. Totally. I'm Superman, I'm Wonder Woman, I'm Batman. Those are the ones I grew up with. But Marvel has owned the comic book genre in the last couple years. Their movies have just been so much more fun and vibrant and colorful, and fans that didn't grow up with comic books are loving the Marvel characters. I didn't know who Iron Man was 10 years ago. I sure as hell know who he is now, and I've even bought some comic books. So Marvel has definitely owned the genre, and I'm very curious to see what WB is going to do. As you guys know, I wasn't a huge fan of Man of Steel. I know, I'm sorry, don't hate me, but I wasn't. But I will say that they have a lot to prove, and this casting announcement is kind of exciting. And now that we've all learned a little bit more about the Suicide Squad, I'm even more excited for the film. So something that I maybe wasn't anticipating, now that pieces are kind of coming together, I'm definitely more excited. So now I want you guys to tell me what you think. I want you to go down in that comment section. Had you guys heard about the Suicide Squad before the casting? I know a lot of you guys are comic book readers, and I'm not. So if I got anything wrong, make sure you tell me in the comment section below. If you're excited about the Suicide Squad, if you're not, if you think any of the casting choices are wrong. I don't know too much about the backstory of a lot of these characters, except for obviously the Joker. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Tell me if you're excited for the Suicide Squad, and then make sure you click that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for checking out another Movie Chick video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram and Twitter, say that 3 times fast, at the Movie Chick with 2 Ks like me. I'm Krisily Kennedy. See you guys next time. Bye.